His opponent, ladies and gentlemen, TBS SICKLE!
So I'm going to rate that intro a 10 out of 10.
There we go. I agree.
I think he already won this set. There you go. That's how we determine things now.
Well, Letalis might have some words to say about that second part. And when we mentioned that there was an Aganos in top 8, you were looking at him on the right side of your screen. This man's Aganos is disgusting.
Oh, yeah. In the best possible way.
In the absolute best possible way. And I'm really curious actually to see who Sickle will pick, because we mostly know him as a Glacius player, Glacius main, Glacius specialist, but he has actually been running a fair bit of Kim Woo at this tournament.
Yeah, it's actually been really, really interesting seeing that.
So I got to say, I kind of feel like I doubt that we will see Kim Woo, because Aganos versus Kim Woo is not the most fun of times. But who knows? I saw him playing Kim Woo against an Aganos in pools earlier today. Yep. And he won it in pretty convincing fashion. But I got to say, you know, I think that this Aganos is probably on a different level. I would probably like to see the Glacius pick out of Sickle, but Sickle disagrees, goes immediately to Kim Woo, and Letalis says, "Okay, I think I'm good with that decision."
Yeah. Thank you.
So this is going to be a really interesting fight. So Kim Woo is kind of a footsie-based character with a little bit of extra trickery built around some resources. But the thing that makes this fight so difficult for her is that she's kind of a footsie character, but Aganos is a giant 5,000-year-old war golem who stands approximately 16 feet tall, and his stand heavy punch actually reaches like 50% of the screen. So dealing with those kinds of normals is very difficult for him. And that's the most important normal, is Aganos' Stomp. It hits from super far away.
Yeah, so if you're unfamiliar with Aganos, you'll see on the bottom left of the screen, he has these meters, and that's for his rocks. So he can actually chunk up, and that gives him armor, or he can actually use that, as you saw earlier, to form a wall. He can grab that wall, he can whack people at the wall, throw them around like a baseball. He's crazy.
It's pretty disgusting, and also disgusting. Oh man, it doesn't recap properly. That's super unfortunate. But Sickle started that combo with 3 lights, so almost immediately had to go into a light.
There you go. You saw Sickle bullying with that medium punch right there. Really good button for
So yeah,
Kim
this
Woo.
is the struggle for Aganos, is once he loses the chunks, he is one of the weakest characters in the game defensively. So you see him immediately go for that wall ender so that he can build up the chunks so that he doesn't have to respect that stand medium punch anymore.
And we got a wall in play. Aganos can actually slam people through walls.
And those walls are true boundaries on the stage. Those 110% exist. That is a giant 50-pound boulder. You are just a tiny little art college student, Kim Woo. I'm sorry, but you can't block that.
One could say that she got
This is gonna hurt.
Ooh, oh, he doesn't get him through the wall, though.
Doesn't reach the wall and
right.
glitches the game out.
So, this is another one of the features in Killer Instinct.
That's what we're gonna go with?
Yeah, it's a special mode. It's called Awesome Mode.
Awesome mode.
Yeah, this is Awesome Mode.
Where Aganos locks the game entirely.
This is where I hide under a table, and I don't speak about this ever happening.
Well, it
so
might have just happened. So I'm not sure what the ruling is. We're going to kind of wait to see what happens there. It looked like Aganos could have taken damage, so that might have been just a glitch kill situation. I got to think they're probably going to have to start that over again.
yeah, I mean, ideally he would have went through the wall.
Ideally.
Just gonna say, ideally
That's
he
clearly
goes,
what Letalis was hoping for.
That's what we were hoping to make happen, but I guess we didn't quite get there yet.
Well, you know, some days you're the windshield, some days you're the bug. This might be a bug day. So yeah, that's video games are hard, folks,
Yeah,
and sometimes you get glitches. That's one of the nastier ones I think that I've seen before. Aganos, though, he does have some interesting interactions with walls. Ruin through wall is one of those situations that is more prone to cause things if the spacing is kind of, you know, a little bit too far or something like that. And unfortunately, that's what we saw. But hey, at least we get to see some more Killer Instinct action. Sickle, Kim Woo versus LETALISVENATOR's Aganos. You could see it in both their faces. Neither player is too happy about that last one.
Yeah, you should see my face right now. I feel, oops. All right, so game 1, redo.
Oh, and that stand heavy kick is Kim's best button. One of the things about Killer Instinct is armor can be bypassed by standing heavy attacks, and that's what we saw just there.
Yeah, I love the spacing there too. He was barely able to avoid that throw. Gets thrown this time into the corner.
And this is not a good situation for Kim Woo right now, but now it's just fine. Oh, wow. Meaties him. And yeah, Letalis, I'm hoping that he's not too tilted from what just happened. See if he can get his bearings a bit. I imagine he'll chunk that back up.
Oh,
Don't ever try that.
Yeah, Aganos is super satisfying to watch because all of his hits just hurt so hard.
And Letalis tried for the shadow counter in that situation, but that's actually not a good place to shadow. Well, against Aganos with chunks, I guess it's fine. But normally Kim can cancel that into a shadow on reaction to shadow counter. But you know, Aganos, while he has chunks, really doesn't care about that at all. So Letalis says, I don't respect your options.
And just like that, she just gets punched across the screen.
You know what, though? Shout-outs to Kim Woo for being able to take the giant, massive ruined Superman punch. Oh, man, Letalis does opener ender there and gets smoked for it. And that move is completely strike invincible, but it does not stop throws, so Letalis gets blown up there.
Gets a chunk, he's going to use armor, throws her into the corner, let's see what he does.
Chunk doesn't get a good meaty situation, though, because he had to go for the chunk there. And that's going to be the fight. Sickle takes it 1-0 over LETALISVENATOR.
Run from fate.
And I don't know, I feel like I would kind of like to see Letalis just maybe take a minute here because that match was played at Sickle's pace, and that's not something that should really be happening in this particular matchup.
All right, here we go. Gets a chunk. He has 2 chunks of armor now to deal with.
And
keeps her in the corner.
This is tough times for Kim Woo right now, but he just backdashes and gets himself out of dodge.
I like the bullying right now.
Catches the backdash, but no real punish, and this is very unfortunate for Sickle. Hard knockdown ender, I imagine. Very nice break. That was for Sickle's life. If he had locked out there, Aganos 100% could have killed.
So now what you're going to see here, Kim Woo, you notice that she has these dragons. So she can actually use those dragons to cancel any of her moves. So she can make things that were unsafe, safe now, which is really, really good. And there you go. You saw with the dragon kick right there. Didn't quite work in her favor. And boom, she just gets punched into the corner.
So she can cancel, but she would have just dashed into that. So Sickle just wisely decides to, oh wow, tried to shadow counter, but there we saw the use of one of those dragons. And Aganos is in a bad position. Letalis has no chunks right now and no meter to shadow counter. Just throws her across
Doesn't matter.
the screen.
Yeah, just hits her.
And gets the chunk now. And Kim Woo can't really shadow counter that, unfortunately. Her shadow counter, not the best. And Letalis just jumping, just bullying Sickle right now. And this is what makes this fight difficult. Once it gets into these spacings, just get out of the air, little girl. Can't imagine he wanted that dash, but he got it. That was a very good time to use a throw there instead of a button.
Yeah. Tries it again.
Oh, goodness.
Didn't quite work.
And Letalis is chunkless, so Sickle can make some magic happen here. That's a good start, but that is not going to work. Very nice shadow counter.
This is going to be the game.
Just like that, Letalis equalizes with a supreme victory. And I think we saw the fight, you know, that we were talking about a bit earlier, where once Aganos kind of establishes his spacings, his ranges, gets the knockdowns, and has a chunk or two for backup, Kim Woo has extremely limited options for dealing with that, you know. We saw him try and go for Shadow Dragon Kick, and Letalis was just like, whatever, Shadow ruined, you know. Could have actually normal ruined in that situation. He had the chunk for it.
Yeah, and you saw there, Sickle ended up hitting Letalis with Heavy Kick, which heavy attacks ignore armor.
And I really like something that Letalis has been doing in this match is he's putting a wall up and he's using it for Peacemaker.
Yeah.
In a lot of situations, he wants to be able to outspace Kim Woo because she is a character who relies on getting in and using those really good buttons.
Yeah, I'm loving the play from Letalis right now. He was just at a really good range for his crouch heavy.
And Sickle's got to be careful about those dragon dances. Those are shadow counterable. All right, this is a good situation for him right now, but Letalis breaks it.
Immediately chunks that.
Oh, keeps him safe though, but gets flicked out of the air for his trouble. Oh, and he's gonna probably chunk up, put a wall, and punch him. It's close enough this time, no glitches.
Yeah, so that's what's supposed to happen.
Oh, just hits him with the Peacemaker and then puts it into armor one more time. And this is what we were talking about. This fight can be very difficult for Kim Woo because she's not equipped to strip chunks well, and Aganos' buttons outrange her best tools. Oh goodness.
Ooh,
Eats
that
and stand heavy. And this might be dead. Well, not quite.
This is going to be really tough. Kim Woo can do big damage, but this is going to be a really, really big uphill battle.
That's a good start. And you know he just wants the chip, so he's going to go for chip situation.
There you go.
Yeah, chip options. He probably would have liked to have saved that meter, but you got to do what you got to do.
Still got 2 dragons in play. You can see some good stuff.
And that was definitely character specific. That anti-air dragon kick normally does not hit grounded opponents, but Aganos is a giant.
Ooh! And there you go. Just gets clubbed with a bat, and that is the end of Kim Woo.
Smashes her with the Peacemaker. Aganos is a pacifist. And you see Sickle kind of leaning back and thinking about it. This is loser side, so this next fight is for tournament life. I'm curious if he will stick with this decision. Turns around to look at the crowd to, you know, see if they can be his muse and maybe give him some suggestions here.
Yeah, it looks like we're going back to character select.
And I gotta say, I like this decision. I'm very impressed that he managed to fight as well as he did, that he got the first game, in fact. But it's just, that's not a great fight for Kim Woo. And if you have a character that does better against Aganos, then why not go for it, is kind of my perspective. And he's definitely hovering glaces. You can see, though, he doesn't really want to do it. I think Sickle really likes Kim Woo as a character, but decides that, hey, you know what, at the end of the day, I don't really feel like ending my tournament road just now. goes to the Glacius, and you know, we'll see how this fight goes. Glacius definitely has some better options for dealing with Aganos in the mid-range. So the neutral will look quite a bit different than, you know, Kimru just kind of walking into stuff.
Yeah, and getting punched in the face.
Yeah.
Yes. All right. There we go.
Very nice anti-air there. But again, when he doesn't have meter, Glacius is also not the best at stripping chunks, to be honest. Oh, goodness. Letalis responds to the hail call with medium, but gets dunked on that follow-up. Wow, that went through. No meter. Oh, gets blocked. That's going to hurt. It's going to really hurt now. He gets locked out. Glacius hits like a truck once he has meter. And just like that, 45% of Letalis' life. Oh, wow, did not hit. And Sickle goes in. I'm not sure what he wanted there. Oh, Letalis doesn't have chunks, so he just doesn't want him to chunk up. But it's not going to matter. He's going to die for trying it, maybe.
There you go. That's the life bar right there.
And Aganos builds boundaries of the stage and then puts you through them. But Sickle just wanted in, spent the meter. Letalis not generally known as an especially break-happy player, but he is definitely going for it right now. I like that. Playing against type a bit.
That's smart.
I'll be honest, I actually would have liked to have seen him just cancel into something normal to strip the chunk and then get the kill.
Yep, makes sense.
So that now he wouldn't have had to deal with that, but oh my goodness, that is a whip punish in the shadow. That's not going to work. And again, that is an extremely damaging shadow, so that hurts, folks. Letalis with 3 chunks and a wall behind him. That jump, he got a brave man.
And he's gonna get hit by this. He's gonna go through it. Oh, he gets shotgun.
He's 100%
oh my
dead.
God.
110% dead. Ouch. That hurt me.
Oh man. Oh, what a way to go. If you're gonna go out in tournament, that's the best way to go.
Oh my goodness. Letalis takes it over Sickle with, oh my goodness, did y'all see that?
Oh, that hurt so bad.
Absolutely disgusting.
Oh,